Financial and economic measures. Iraqi Finance Ministry announces results of its meeting with the International Monetary Fund. Quote, the Ministries of Finance, Planning, Oil, Electricity and the Central Bank participated, focused on macroeconomic indicators, where a remarkable growth in non-oil GDP was recorded at 5% for 2024, driven by the expansion of the agricultural sector and increased public spending, with growth expected to continue at 3.5% in 2025. It was agreed to intensify efforts to expand cooperation with foreign correspondent banks. In addition to enhancing the use of the Iraqi dinar in major transactions, which enhances the strength of the national currency. Question: what do you mean by budget tables? Budget table is where the exchange rate is at that will fund the budget. They're being kept quiet, very private right now because it protects the new exchange rate from the evil that has always stolen. One is dealing with the price that Iraq is selling oil. Well, the contract rate on the Iraqi dinar is tied to what Iraq is selling their oil for, what they're selling it to Turkey, Egypt, China for and any other number of countries, and so that price needs to be settled on, before the contract rate can be established for the dinar. The other thing we've heard relating to the contract rate, is a rate that was agreed upon already in a contract with Iraq. So that sort of negates what I just said about worrying about the new price of what that oil might sell for. They have a rate, and it's extremely good. 3 very good sources, over the last couple of days were saying that we would be exchanging no later than Saturday. Now that is possible. The latest thing we got this afternoon were from redemption center leaders, and one of whom is over 3 redemption centers, the other one is over 6, 7 redemption centers. They're good sources. Well, these 2 leaders are saying we're going to get notifications over the weekend and start exchanges early next week, which would be Monday or Tuesday, so there appears to be a couple of things that might be slight hold-ups. In Iraq, parliamentarian budget tables have not reached the Finance Committee so far. We are all wondering why. There is one very obvious answer to this question. It may have a rate change in it. I am hearing from contacts in Iraq they continue to delay until they are allowed to release, because there will be rates in there. I hope it is accurate and it makes a lot of sense. Tomorrow. End of the US exemption for exporting Iranian gas to Iraq. Don't ever let go of your dinars. If a bank says to you, well, I need to authenticate your dinars, we need to send them to the main branch and have them look it over. You tell them what is the address of the main branch. Don't lose sight of your dinar. Central Bank, gold reserves grow by 45.1%. Yeah, that's a huge number. Like I said before, what do they know that we don't know? This is one of the tools they use to protect the Iraqi dinar's value. Iraq increases its gold reserves by 10 tons. Quote, the World Gold Council announced on Wednesday that Iraq has increased its reserves of the precious metal by 10 tons. To reach 162.7 tons after it was 152.7 tons during the past month, which represents 13.6% of its other remaining reserves. My wealth management/redemption folks will be working this weekend. They do not know if they will be doing redemptions or not, but they will be working and they are prepared. The evaluation of the central bank's policy journey for 22 years they wanted to go do back from 2003 because inflation was so high, it exceeded 35%, now it's 3% or 5%, huge difference now. The stability Iraq has proven with their gold, foreign reserves, non-oil income, taxes and tariffs, electronic system, all of that is going to support the value of their new currency. Everything was based off just oil. It's not going to be that way anymore. The real effective exchange rate is going to be based off real analysis in real time, international standards rules, just like Iraq has done in the past, long time ago. Government advisor, electronic payment enhances dinar stability, shrinks parallel market. Just this week, fantastic news is telling us they are winning the battle finally with breaking the parallel market. They are telling us they nearly broke the parallel market, and my contact told us this had to happen, and if they could get the rate of dollar of this parallel market down or very close to the official CBI rate, we would see the triggering of the official rate going even lower, and for us this means more value to the Iraqi dinar. Yes, the in-country revaluation close to $1 we have been waiting for. This then would allow the kick-off to the project to delete the zeros. My CBI contact has told me all is going as planned and finally real success can be seen. The central bank's policies result in a decrease in annual inflation, and the basis in 2024 inches television saying the United States of America is totally supervising all financial transactions. Your US Treasury is supervising all financial transactions in Iraq, and the US Treasury is aware of all the money and where it goes in Iraq. Frank, that is the beauty of your security and stability where it's at right now. In my strong opinion, they are aware of the new exchange rate. If not, they would not be this heavily involved right now. After a stalemate of several weeks, Parliament plans a Saturday session. Even though it is Ramadan, they are having a session. Remember, the rates at the redemption centers will be higher than those at the banks. The only exception that I've heard of on that has been the Vietnamese dong. The dong rate at the redemption center yesterday was the same as it was in the banks. Iraqi government spokesman Bassem Al-Awadi confirmed on Saturday that Iraq has not been officially notified of the end of exemptions on imported Iranian gas, noting that the government has developed multiple scenarios to confront any developments related to the import of Iranian gas. Al-Awadi explained that the relationship between Iraq and the United States is currently calm, and that the communication between the Iraqi Prime Minister and US President Donald Trump was objective and professional and based on mutual respect. He added that the two parties discussed developing bilateral relations between Baghdad and Washington, especially within the framework of the Strategic Framework Agreement, without addressing regional issues related to Iran or others. Al-Awadi also pointed out that Iraq will reach the stage of self-sufficiency in the field of energy by 2028, and therefore will not need to import gas from abroad. He stressed that Iraq is not under pressure or threats from any country, big or small, but is continuing its discussions with many countries, including China, Russia, Britain, and America. Regarding the Popular Mobilization Forces, Al-Awadi indicated that Iraq has not received any official request regarding the withdrawal of the weapons of the armed factions, stressing that the government is proceeding with controlling the weapons, not withdrawing them. Al-Awadi also stressed that Iraq was not subjected to pressure or sanctions regarding armed factions, the dollar, or the oil company SOMO, and explained that discussions on these files aim to